start already.
Like reloading, bro.
Is it group 3? Yeah, group 3.
That's fine. It's just small little changes like that.
No, it's okay.
I would suggest, based on what I know of Owen and Jacob, given they have both done their speeches.
Shit. Woo. Look at that, man. Shoot, it's not strong enough. It's okay. Wait, do it the other way. It's like tilted up. Yeah.
Oh, he's here. We lose the song. I'm riding him out. He's here. He saw it. What?
All right, Stephen's on the podium.
I think you just have to hold it.
Not Washington. All right, ready?
Ready? Always ready. Take it home.
Armed and ready.
Games are supposed to be more than just simple entertainment. They're a reflection of our natural need for challenges and victory. Today, Daniel, Kyle, and I would like to emphasize on the fundamental truth why video games are good for life. In our speech, we'll cover various points on why playing video games are good for you, and how it can shape our social relationship and even our mental and emotional health. So everyone be prepared to learn about why video games is undeniably good for you. To start everything off, video game improves on critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Strategy is the heart of various game genres, including beloved chessboard games like chess, competitive video games like League of Legends, and tactical decisions in sports. These games demand not just quick reflexes, but also the ability to foresee, adapt, and compete. In a 2013 research journey through time, it becomes evidence that a connection blossoms between playing strategy games and the blossoming of sharpener mind and a better grade in the following year, which is pretty good. Displaying the idea of young folks who enjoy these games are more often tend to improve on problem thinking and solving skills. Puzzle solving, mystery, and horror games have become our friend in improving on how we solve problems. Playing these immersive games ignites our creativity, helps us think critically, and make us more determined. Mystery game challenges us to find all the clues, the hidden clues, and the hidden truth, while puzzle solving games test our ability to solve complex puzzles. By exploring these virtual worlds, we're not only satisfied our desire for fun, but also strengthening our ability to face real-life challenges with fresh energy and new ideas. A 2007 study by Guerin and Belbeth discovers that these virtual adventures not only sharpens the mind, and also sharpens the ability to identify a single object among other distracting ones. Games like League of Legends, Delta 2, and Overwatch are examples of collaboration and tactical mastery. To assemble a powerful team that can foil opponents' scheme, players must carefully choose from thousands of champion skills and equipment. Each choice have consequences.
What is making you laugh?
They are making me laugh.
Stop making me
We're not
laugh.
doing anything.
Since the effectiveness of the heroes and champions picked depends on their synergy and adaptability. In the immersive world games like World of Warcraft, Genshin Impact, and League of Legends, are called to wield the art of critical thinking, much like skilled tacticians on battlefield. And as well as their navigating resources allocation and explore the mystery of the game environment.
In addition to providing excellent cognitive skills, online video games also distract you from psychological trauma, help regulate emotions, and deal with mental illnesses. Video games are an awfully fantastic way to escape reality. Traumatic events such as accidents, violence, and sexual assaults can be suppressed by engrossing yourself in an immersive video game. Clinical psychologist Emily Holmes and her colleagues proposed that playing a puzzle game called Tetris is able to interfere with a person's memory. A study later confirmed that those who played Tetris after a distressing disaster experienced about 3 times less frightening flashbacks than for those who didn't. Think of it like breathing. Your body automatically breathes for you when you do something interesting or that requires more attention. It's only natural to forget the small stuff when actively engaged in a brain workout. Video games also aid in curing mental illnesses such as ADHD and anxiety. Children with ADHD find video games more interesting than traditional teaching methods, which allow them to be more focused. As a result, gaming opens up a fantastic education opportunity with children with differing mental states. In an experiment conducted by LARO, the Science Foundation Ireland Research Center for Software, people who had played a tower defense video game called Plants vs. Zombies a couple times a week outperformed medication in treating anxiety. A healthy mind is a relaxed mind, and since video games are capable of taking your mind off of everything and anything, then that means video games are indeed healthy for mental health. The best way to combat mental illness is to not suffer from it in the first place. How many times were you burnt out from all the school assignments? How many times do you feel anxious about issues with friends or family? How many times did you have trouble with sleep because of social media? How many times did you feel that you couldn't be relaxed because of stress knocking on your door? That's right. If video games are able to make you overlook traumatic experiences, then they undoubtedly can make you forget noxious sensations as well. Taking a break from work brings a million benefits to your productivity as well as your well-being. In 2016, a study by Corpella and others discovered that resting from work recharges energy and increases vitality. What better than to spend your break time playing video games? It's as if you were basing in League of Legends. You restore health, you replenish mana, and most importantly, you take a rest from being out in the battlefield. It's almost like breaks were invented for gaming. Though gaming addiction exists and could potentially harm or worsen your emotional intelligence, the positives of online video games totally outweigh the risk of addiction.
Video games help train the mind in ways people find hard to understand. It subconsciously trains the mind to be reactive and to think fast when confronted with problems. There are numerous skills that require intense memorization in order to achieve what is wanted. Many might believe that memorizing details in the video game is completely useless, but realistically, it exhibits techniques that effectively help you recall minor details. Video games require the skill to pay attention to multiple aspects in a virtual environment that can lead the players to success, such as sound cues and positioning in first-person shooter games like Counter-Strike. However, for the less technical games like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, they require more combinations that need to be memorized for a player to be successful. Efficiency is eventually obtained through the execution of repetition. Since many players already spend the time and effort committing to the lengthy process of learning the sequences, the attention span will develop rapidly to achieve this ability. This is interchangeable to how students retain the material in school. The information needs to be ingrained to the mind in order to achieve an objective, acquiring good grades. Also, through scientific research and experiments, functional MRI brain imaging analysis found that children who played video games for 3 or more hours per day presented higher brain activity. More specifically, seen in the regions correlated with attention and memory compared to those who never played. There are also video games that have taken inspiration from real-world locations, such as Call of Duty Warzone, being taken place in Ukraine, specifically places such as Chernobyl and Donetsk and Verdansk and other landmarks. This encourages players to learn the map virtually and apply that knowledge to reality. An experiment was conducted with college students and elders who were tasked to play Super Mario 3D World and Angry Birds for 30 minutes throughout 2 weeks. The subjects who took memory tests before and after playing the games. Those who played the Mario game improved their score by 12%, while those playing Angry Birds had the same results. This proves how exploring the vicinity in set environments helps work the hippocampus. Thus, why playing video games should be implemented into the lifestyle, thus to effectively expand the limits to one's memorization.
It might be hard to gain leadership role in real life for a team or an organization, but the chances like this can be seen in many video games. Most players are given the opportunity to craft their distinctive style of leadership and communication. In various game scenarios, players are given the opportunity to lead in the role where they must guide their team or NPCs toward the trophy of victory. As the leader, the one that carries responsibility, demanding strategic plans and unyielding determination, and the ability to make the rightful decisions. This whole journey is to pursue the goal of winning in the virtual world. Encouraging increasing cooperation. Games is highly motivational because they're amusing and interesting. They can be used to provide practice in all language skills and practice verbal, and nonverbal communication. There are three main ways of communicating in video games: through game chat, voice chat, or pings. This allows players to practice both written, spoken communication by just playing video games. During the process of communication, aka listening to teammates' suggestion or call, it's crucial to success, especially in heated situation. There will be multiple calls coming from different directions, and it requires the ability to detect the most useful information, and in order to win. This skill can also be found in team sports like basketball, hockey, you name it. Just imagine you're on the field and it's match point and you have the ball. And thousands of call-outs are coming from your teammates from different directions, and if you don't have the skill or you're not used to this heated situation, you'll be pressured and maybe pass the ball to the wrong teammate and end up losing the game. Not being able to detect the most useful information could be the reason of losing this game. So a crucial skill like this can be practiced daily just by playing a game of video games. Another additional bonus, cherry on top. Being good at video game is like being good in sport. You'll be respected by your peers. And being respected by your peers boosts confidence when you're talking to other people. And now there's a living example of this actually standing right next to me, right here. Allow me to have the honor to introduce you to Daniel, also known as Ingenial. Top player of League of Legends. His achievement in ranking alone earns him respect from the League community, apart from everyone in our friends who are disrespecting him on a daily basis. But we won't talk about that part much. The respect coming from others still boosted his confidence to a whole new level, to the point that he's comfortable enough to perform questionable and ambitious actions during class time.
Do you feel insecure about your identity? Do you get bullied because of your ethnicity or race? Do you feel that you can only express your true self when no one is around? Well, look no further. Video games allow you to escape true reality and create a new identity without any risk. If you're less than happy with your current self, whether it be your appearance or personality, there are many online video games where you can become your own character. For example, a popular MMO, which stands for Massively Multiplayer Online game, called Roblox, is the GOAT of all games for identity customization. From creating, crafting, and customizing your own avatar to having an entire page about yourself, the possibilities are endless. Furthermore, games like Roblox are home to millions of players just like you, and ultimately creates a safe space where you can avoid direct confrontation. By changing your identity, you also hide who you actually are in real life. No more discrimination or prejudice which you may have experienced throughout your life. Online video games only display what you input, and therefore anything that happens is solely based on your actions. Sounds like a dream, right? You'll never be blamed or flamed for things you can't control. Only you and you only are in charge of your digital profile. Expectedly, if nobody knows who you are, then you are as free as a bird in the sky. If you're always tired of putting up a perfect image of yourself in the real world, video games are for you. By concealing yourself behind a screen and underneath a display name, you minimize the chance of anyone recognizing you, and you will likely be extremely comfortable around them because the way you act normally is the way you present yourself. Occasionally, the friends you meet will turn out to be vile, vicious, or even villainous. In that case, block, report, jungle gap, GG easy. If that isn't your cup of tea, you can also isolate and play alone, where you don't need to worry about anyone else, and you can still get the perks of video gaming. So what are you waiting for? Create a username and step into the virtual domain where anyone can be anything.
Video games are certainly a topic that can be difficult to talk about with parents. Despite the common stereotype of how they don't understand it, informing them on how the potential harnessed within you is slowly becoming unsealed through the passing hours spent. Although it may sound concerning, how can the typical adolescent be blamed for this unhealthy obsession? Can one truly resist the temptation of the virtual world, where the potential for prominence beckons to all who immerse themselves? In retrospect, those parents who doubt should rather applaud their child's sheer dedication towards video games, as a steady transformation from standard players into diligent performers is frankly impressive. Who knows, maybe one day you could even be playing in an arena filled with people chanting your name in exhilaration. Keep in mind that only less than 1% of the world's population manage to establish a career for themselves within the highly competitive gaming industry. Although these chances may appear to be as thin as a piece of paper, it is never too late in order to achieve this career path. Considering the opportunities that arise with the possession of skills that professional players have, including the display of both gameplay and personality, which is essential for the process of achieving popularity on the internet. The influence is certain to pass through the younger generation, with the ability to control the actions of those in order to fulfill your amusement. However, that should be the least of an individual's interest, since the most crucial element is what people want in order to become successful in life. In a way, we act like goblins towards this goal, as we relentlessly chase wealth and fame like concealed treasure. Attaining such a broad audience will provide multiple opportunities of profit making, such as advertisements on YouTube, receiving donations from live streaming, memberships and merchandise purchase, and getting sponsored by companies. An outstanding example of someone who achieved notoriety through their online presence is Jinxie. His intelligent gameplay and personality expressed through the game Rainbow Six Siege is what earned him attention. He spent years of dedication towards marketing strategies for his content, which is respectable, since many would quit by the first year. However, the majority of people enjoy how many new social media influencers display unhinged behavior to the world, which seems like a valid and brilliant tactic to become successful in this industry. No matter what, playing video games requires hours of time dedicated per day in order to stay consistent and improve in skill. But there isn't any schedule that determines how long a person must play for. Breaks can be taken at any time, and choosing when to play is all determined by the player, unlike the standard office job where breaks are limited. Furthermore, the work environment is practical for optimal performance, considering it's in the comfort of your own home rather than a stuffy office building. All in all, playing video games can be less tense for your mindset, with consistent intervals of resting in order to reset. This essentially creates the perfect balance to sustaining one's sanity. But do you still want to succeed in school before pursuing full-time gaming? Don't worry, the opportunity presents itself as universities and colleges are able to give out scholarships, which allows students to spend time gaming while also receiving support. The access to a scholarship is similar to a sword in a stone, by lifting the financial burdens and freeing the students of loans and extra shifts at work. There are many universities in Canada that operate their own esports team, such as Waterloo, where the opportunity arises for players to compete in tournaments. Take into consideration of the many reasons as to why an individual like you should continue or even start playing video games. Regardless of what your parents tell you, one day they will be the one apologizing for doubting you and belittling your passion for video games.
All things considered, online video gaming is excellent to implement into your daily life because of the hundreds, thousands, millions, infinite amount of benefits it provides. From improving logical deduction to overcoming mental roadblocks to enhancing intellectual capacity to enforcing social awareness skills to beginning a career or just being yourself. Something as simple as video games has it all. Problems with school or your workplace? Let video games be your break. Problems with family or a friend? Let video games be the mend. Problems with yourself and you alone? Let video games be your own. Countless studies have presented plentiful positive perks of gaming. Researchers from all sorts of subjects support the strengths of gaming. So why don't you just sit back, relax, and press start.
Bro, you guys spoke about League of Legends for 16 minutes in the speech, bro.